What up, YouTube? Brokefarmer back for another video on this beautiful day, y'all. And the more you garden and the more you grow, the more you figure out the things you should be growing and not just the things that look pretty. For example, this year, my garden is focused on long-term storage vegetables. Don't know what I mean? Watch the video then. Come on. First up, long-term storage is winter squash. And it's all kind of different winter squashes. This one in particular is a kombucha. It is flowering insane. And most squashes last on the inside of the house 5 to 6 months. But this joker is massive and is a monster. It's producing fruit everywhere. So, it's winter time, it's cold, you want something that's from the garden, besides greens and brassicas, squash. Winter squash in particular is the way you want to go. I've never had kombucha squash. Can't wait to taste it. Beautiful. Next up is sweet potatoes. Now, I've had sweet potatoes in the house from the time that I harvested them till it was time to plant them again. Matter of fact, these sweet potatoes are planted from slips that I got from sweet potatoes from my yard last year. Long-term storage, awesome tasting. You can't go wrong with sweet potatoes when it comes to long-term storage. And if you want a little tip or a trick, these root very easily and root very well. Get you a glass of water in your house somewhere around a big window and just let these grow all year long. It turns into a beautiful house plant that you can use for slips the next year. Great tip. This here I think is a spaghetti squash or a honey nut squash. Another awesome winter squash. Lasts the same amount, probably 4 or 5 months. Vigorous grower. You get high yields off this. Book it down. Honey nut squash or spaghetti squash. A must-have when it comes to long-term storage food. You can't go wrong, y'all. I would not lead you wrong. I know a lot of people don't look at these as long-term storage ideas, but mints. This is lemon balm. You can dry this lemon balm out, put it up, it'll last a whole year. A whole year, y'all. Chocolate mint, one of my new favorite. Cut as many as you want, it grows back fast and it'll last till your mint comes back next year. This over here, this smell that. That's delicious. That spearmint can be tea all year long. I know people don't think of this as a long-term storage food, but it is. Make you mint tea when it's 0 degrees outside and it'll feel like a cool summer's day, y'all. Mint. All right, one of my new favorite, Kusha squash. Wow. That is an awesome tasting fruit. And I know myself, we've stored this for 6 months. Easy. And the taste was no different. So, long-term storage, I know a lot of squashes are included in that, but it's different types of squashes where you get different flavors. So you're not having the same type squash every time. Honey nut squash, spaghetti squash, Kusha squash. There's so many types of squash varieties, but Kusha is one of my favorite. Definitely get that, have it the whole year long. Next up, figs. What? Figs? Yes, figs. Once figs are dehydrated, they are good for probably a year or less. But the cooler thing about figs is once they are dehydrated, they concentrate the sweetness and they're actually more nutritious. Yes, they're more nutritious dehydrated. So if you have some fig trees, or you see them beat up fig trees at Lowe's for $5 or $6, get it. Get it, because it is definitely worth it for any food that lasts a year and is more nutritious. Do your research. Don't listen to old broke farmer. Do your research on figs and come back in the comments and let me know what you find out. All right? We're going to double down on herbs, y'all. Herbs like thyme, sage, rosemary over there, oregano. Why are you buying a seasoning? Why are you buying seasoning? This is year long. So if it lasts, and look at the bees, this is catnip. You want to bring in pollinators? Get you some catnip. Oh my God, let me back up. But anything that lasts a year is long-term storage, y'all. Really long-term storage. Get you some herbs, stop buying herbs, and grow your own. You can buy, you don't have to grow everything from seed. You can literally buy this herb for $7, and it's a perennial you have for the next 10 years, and you never buy herbs again. Boar's tea, dill. That is long-term storage, y'all. Don't always just look at the sexy vegetables and look at the long term. It's also herbs. Herbs are worthwhile. Get you some cayenne, or Google the health benefits of cayenne pepper. I'm just saying. Next up, homegrown potatoes. Homegrown. These will last 5-6 months depending on how you keep up with them. Your own storage ideas or however you want to do it. But potatoes is hardy. Good soup in the winter, you gotta have good potatoes. So what's better than long-term storage? Potatoes got to be my favorite. They're so versatile. French fries, potato soup, mashed potatoes, just baked potatoes. You literally can't go wrong. Breakfast potatoes. I'm like Forrest Gump over here. You know what I mean? There's so many ideas with potatoes. Long-term storage, #1 in my book, potatoes. You cannot go wrong. Onions. Speaking of versatile, onion powder, chopped onions. You can freeze them. It's so many ways you can do it. Dehydrate onions. I mean, come on. You can take one big onion and dice it up real good and just put it in individual bags in the the freezer. So when you need to use them, you take out one bag and you use them. Literally can't go wrong with onions when it comes to long-term storage. So many great ways to use it. I don't like the taste, but if you like the taste, thumbs up for the onion. And garlic. Lord have mercy. The health benefits of garlic are through the roof. And there's so many ways to save these and reuse them. Dehydrate them, freeze them, eat them fresh, put some in the refrigerator, and save some for planting. Definitely save some for planting. I don't know what else to say. As good as garlic is at flavoring food, it's equally as important when it comes to health benefits. A lot of good remedies start off with garlic. It ain't just the ward off vampire, it also wards off colds and other diseases. I'm just saying. And look, excuse to put these big white onion bulbs in the video. Just an excuse. It was garlic right there, onions right there. Now, where is the best place to store? I don't know. I don't have the best place. I have a shed that also houses my lawnmower. But I digress. This is good enough for you to dry out your vegetables, y'all. You don't need a cold storage that you got to dig 6-foot tunnels and all this elaborate stuff. If you got a shed, not much light, put it in the shed. I've been dehydrating stuff in here for 2 years. It's got to a point where I got so much in here, I'm just gonna leave it in here and pull a little in the house at a time. Yeah. It don't always have to be fancy to be effective. Don't let your money tell you how you can do things. Google research and you can find some of the greatest ways to get everything done with little to no money, just a little more effort. Just a little more effort. You know what? I've heard plenty of people say your garden is always evolving. While your garden is evolving, also evolve the way you're thinking about how you do things. I mean, I used to grow the pretty stuff. The things that once it pop up on a YouTube video, you say, wow, what is that? Then I started thinking, it's winter. I don't have nothing left over from my garden to eat. Then I said, hey, let me take time and be real intentional about what I grow and the amount I grow. Now, do I still grow things that make you say, ooh? Of course I do. But those are in very small amounts. Those plants, I might have 1 or 2 plants. But once it comes to squash, I probably got 15 squash plants. I don't know how else to say that. Take your time, understand what you're growing, what you like, and what makes your family happy. Find things that are easy to store, things that freeze easy, things that last a long time. I didn't invent these vegetables, but I will grow the ones that work best for my household and me. Now, if you got any comments, put them in the chat. As always, like, comment, and share. And if anybody just started gardening and they unsure of the things they should be growing, they probably should be watching this video. Long storage vegetables. I'm out.